North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia. That is just moments away for you right here on News Now from Fox. And in just moments, we will be going to our sister station, Fox 35 in Orlando, providing the update there as we all wait for Florida. A lot of people will be looking forward to Florida right here on News Now from Fox, and we'll be bringing it to you, the coverage from across the country. Let's go out right now to Florida, our sister station there, Fox 35. Robert Guadarrama is standing by with the details. Robert, what are you seeing there in Florida? All eyes are on your state again, buddy. How does that happen?
Absolutely, and luckily for a good reason, right? Things, for the most part, going smoothly across Florida, unlike years past, as we all know. So hopefully we can change that reputation this year. But yeah, we're talking about 29 Electoral College votes that are up for grabs here in the Sunshine State. So all eyes on Florida, especially because we are one of the first battleground states to close their polls. So again, right now we are standing at the Orange County Supervisor of Elections office inside the canvassing boardroom, where they're going over making sure those mail-in ballots that came in today are looking good and making any changes that need to be made. The results here, quite drastic. Joe Biden with a major lead over Donald Trump, with 64% of the vote to Donald Trump's 35%. Of course, that is only including the early voting ballots, as well as about 95% of the mail-in ballots. So it's still very early here in the night, and as those day of votes, which, as we've seen, usually tend to be more Republicans voting on the day of, we're expecting that margin of about 30 points here in Orange County to close up a bit. Again, night is young here in Florida.
Oh yeah, the night is definitely young there. And what have you guys been seeing as far as lines today, just at different polling sites there, Robert?
You know, it's been steady today, obviously, because of the major numbers we saw in early voting and mail-in here across Florida. Today wasn't as busy as you would expect for a general election. Here in Orange County, they're actually celebrating a record. They topped 600,000 voters that came to the polls, again, not only today, but throughout early voting as well and mail-in. So they're celebrating the turnout. But all in all, today has been smooth here, and they're crediting that to that large number of early voters and mail-in ballots. It kind of took that stress off of the polling locations. So hopefully we can start getting those precincts in, since the numbers weren't as large this time around. We have not had any reporting just yet, but hopefully we get those. And of course, the goal here is for Florida to be called, and we're also waiting on the Panhandle for those locations, the polling sites there, to close at 8 o'clock. Again, all eyes on Florida for a good reason this time, and so far everything's pretty smooth, so let's keep it that way.
Yeah, let's keep it there smooth, no doubt about that. And Robert, can you also just give us a little insight for viewers not from Florida? When you get the early voting in Florida, can they count that immediately, or did they have to wait till today?
Sure, and that's what kind of put Florida ahead of the game, is that in Florida, due to COVID, the state granted an order allowing the supervisors of elections to begin counting those ballots basically as soon as they got them back. So they've been counting for several weeks now, which means today, there was a lot more pressure off of Florida Supervisor of Elections offices and those precincts to count. They didn't have to count all of those early voting and mail-in ballots. So today, I talked to several Supervisor of Elections around the Central Florida area, and some of them tell me that they had none left to count today. They were only going to count day of today because the rest of early and mail-in had pretty much 100% have been counted. So again, that also is contributing to hopefully Florida getting those numbers out earlier and no delays, because so far we're only hearing of a few technical glitches that took place around the state, but those were quickly resolved. And again, we're all waiting for Florida to be called.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And thank you so much there, Robert, for breaking it all down for us there. Fox 35 in Orlando, giving us the coverage there, kicking us off there in Florida. Thank you so much there. We appreciate it, and we'll be hearing back from you a little bit later tonight as those numbers continue on there in Florida. Let's go with more news that we are getting for you right here on News Now from Fox. Fox could project right now that President Trump will win West Virginia. It's too early to call, though, in Ohio. 7:30 out on the East Coast, which means polls have closed in 3 more states, including 2 that are considered must-wins for President Trump's reelection. First and foremost, in Ohio, the biggest prize of the hour with 18 electoral votes that, frankly, are considered more crucial to President Trump than Joe Biden. The candidates are locked in a tight race in the Buckeye State, but the Fox News decision desk will need to analyze more voting data before declaring a winner there. However, it is not too early to project that President Trump will easily defeat Joe Biden in West Virginia, one of the most pro-Trump states in America. Also in West Virginia, the Fox News decision desk can now project that Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito will turn back a challenge from Democrat Paula Jean Swearengin. North Carolina polls were set to close at 7:30, but will remain open in a handful of counties until 8:15. We'll have an update on the crucial presidential and Senate races there as soon as we can. They had to extend some of their voting because they were having some glitches at polling sites there. So we'll keep an eye out on that for you right here on News Now from Fox, always providing you the coverage as it's happening. It's going to be a busy, busy night going into a busy morning, but that is what we do right here for you on News Now from Fox, bringing you the coverage from our sister stations across the country, reporters that are on the ground in those battleground states. You'll hear from them just like if you were in that state right there as well. So this is really a movement and a place to be to get the results as fast as you can right here on News Now from Fox as we continue to always break it down here for you right here.